Hey guys, how's it going? This is Brian Zabirik, and I'm here with a few very special guests that are part of our EBB Launchpad. And in today's call, what we are going to be doing is running through the first component of a $1 million brand case study. And today we have our partners and our sponsors, Ritz Momentum, that has been helping us greatly in the product development stage to really make our idea come to life. So before we dive into things, what I want to do is really just introduce the brand. So through lots of ideas within the people that are building out our brand and are in our mastermind, we started and we really just kind of peeled back in regards to what we think there needs to be a solution for. So right out of the gates, there's 15 of us that are launching this brand together on top of all the sponsors that we're working with. And we thought that we should create a product for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs. So when we first came up with that idea, we quickly asked ourselves, what is something that we enjoy doing? And what is something that we saw as a problem amongst all of us? And that's where we quickly came to a realization that within the travel niche, all of us love to travel. And one thing that we realize is we're always on the go and things are always unorganized. And we feel like there could be a lot more efficiency with that. And that's when the brand Voyaj was born. The goal with it is to create travel products and accessories for entrepreneurs that support their busy, high-performing lifestyles, aim to really aid them in achieving their full potential and doing the things that we love, like traveling, going to conferences, going to events, and networking with very high-level people within the space. So without further ado, let's dive into our product ideation. So first things first here, we really wanted to just outline and really just jot down every single possible idea and product that we think we could build a brand around. And within our research, we came up with this product and we saw this product in the market. Now, this brand is called SoulGuard. So as you can see here, it's a regular suitcase, but one very, very unique factor that they have within this product is the fact that they have this carry-on closet, right? It literally packs and compresses, fits directly within the carry-on, and then it automatically goes onto your handle. So if we're talking about efficiency, we're talking about organization. I'm personally someone that will literally just live out of my suitcase, throw my clothes on the ground, onto the bed when I'm traveling in Airbnbs or hotels. And this really solves that problem because right out of the gates, you're organized. You can just quickly put this up and down whenever you want to move in and out of your hotels or Airbnbs. So with that, we wanted to just really look at this idea on Amazon and really analyze the data. So right out of the gates, our first thing that we wanted to do was take a look at the brand. Now, this is one keyword analysis that we pulled directly off Helium 10. The keyword is SoulGuard carry-on closet luggage. So as you can see here, this brand has done such a phenomenal job building a brand that they're getting over 8,000 searches every single month. Amongst that, as you can see, the amount of massive companies that are actually ranking for these keywords, companies like Samsonite, Swiss Gear, amongst other ones and other competitors that we plan to compete with. So we saw an opportunity because of the fact that SoulGuard is actually not on Amazon in the first place. We took it a step further. And as you can see here, this product is very much so a variation or a different product or a complement product to packing cubes. It solves the same problem and it's organizing your clothes in a fashionably manner to be organized when you travel. It's just a lot more efficient in my opinion. And we take a look at the packing cubes niche. Obviously, I've purchased multiple packing cubes directly off Amazon myself. There's over 350,000 people searching this up, a collective of over $12 million in revenue amongst all of these competitors. Now, that's a very competitive market. So we really wanted to just establish what we can do to kind of mimic what SoulGuard is doing, but also to be able to go after a similar market to the packing cubes. And after our research, we saw a lot of potential markets. And I love to do this and really just look at how wide our market is, because at the end of the day, it creates a much larger safety net for us. We can go and product target, we can go and compete with all these other competitors with a unique product design, which we're going to show you towards the end of this presentation. So the potential markets that we saw, obviously, was packing cubes, a suitcase organizer in any capacity. This could be everything and anything, like a jewelry organizer, makeup organizer, and obviously your clothes organizers as well. Travel organization, very broad niche, but again, still serves the same purpose. Closet organizer. So if we take a look at SoulGuard's specific variation, they're pretty much creating a closet within a suitcase. So we thought to ourselves, what could we do to maybe tackle both markets? Not only a suitcase organizer, but also a closet organizer. And then this product really creates an essential product when it comes to travel. So a lot of different avenues that we can take and a lot of different market ranges that we can dive into for this product. Okay, so after we did more of not necessarily market analysis, but we really just wanted to see where we could fit within the market. We started looking at direct competitors that we could mimic. So these are a few of the top competitors, just their main images. And I'm going to go through each one of these competitors next and really just dive down what they're doing and how we can essentially utilize that to create an even better option for our customers. So our first competitor was Pack Gear. A couple of the major things that we're going to go over today specifically when analyzing these competitors are the sizes that they sell, different variations, monthly revenue, the price range that they fall within, and just the reviews to see how much social proof that they have within the market. So with Pack Gear, they had 4 different variations: small, medium, large, and extra large. When it comes to variations, they had a total of 6, and this was amongst different designs and colors as well. Monthly revenue, on average, they're doing about $70,000 every single month. And their price range, depending on the variation, was anywhere between $50 to $70. When it comes to reviews, they were actually an average of 4 stars with a total of 1,386 reviews. So we saw opportunity right out of the gates. In my opinion, looking at this, it's not beautiful by all means. It's really just the utilities, what people really like. And we took those negative reviews and we really try to take those and look into how we can make our product better. This is our next competitor here, Grand Fusion Housewares. So we found the design of this was a lot more appealing in my opinion. You also get the ability to see what's inside your closet organizer, your suitcase organizer, whatever you want to call it. They had 2 sizes, small and large, a total of 6 variations of across different colors specifically. The design stayed the same. Monthly revenue, they were doing on average $50,000 every single month, and their price point was a little bit lower. As you can see, their product is actually a little smaller to a certain extent, and they sold their product between $29 and $39, depending on the size. From a review standpoint, they actually had more reviews than our previous competitor, Pack Gear, but was producing less revenue with a total of 4.5 stars and 3,955 reviews. And our last competitor that we really looked at was Tabatora. So amongst their variation, I found that this was definitely the most appealing. It's larger in nature, and it just had a little bit more utility. Plus, the colors looked the best, in my opinion. 4 sizes, large, extra large, and they had combos. So they would sell like large and extra large together, or 2 extra larges and 2 larges. 2 variations across colors or the size combinations. Their monthly revenue, they're actually doing well over $100,000 every single month. And their price points were between $27.89 and $57.49. From a review standpoint, very similar to Pack Gear, they're around the 1,500 review standpoint, but they had more of a star rating, and that probably directly correlated and impacted the amount of revenue that they're producing every single month. Awesome. So after we did this, we took our data, we took more competitors than those 3, and we did a market analysis using Data Dive. These were the biggest findings that we took from looking at that data. Right out of the gates, across all the competitors that we were looking at, there was well over 1 million search volume across all keywords, with over 80 keywords having high search volume. So a lot of market data, a lot of validity, and ultimately demand is what we saw. Half of the top sellers had 0 to no visibility on page 1 for at least 50% of the available keywords that we pulled from all the competitors. There are a lot of keywords that have packing cubes within the long tail keyword of suitcase organizer. So again, when we're talking about all those potential markets that we can actually step within, combining those with long tails will allow us to go after both markets at once. 90% of the low volume keywords aren't being targeted and have very low cost per clicks. We're talking sub 80 cents. And if everybody knows the Amazon game nowadays, it is hard to advertise. So when we're seeing numbers like this, it made us extremely appealed to be able to enter this market. But one of the main reasons was going back to our idea and how we came up with this product in the first place. And it was our main competitor. SoulGuard has literally over 50,000 searches just for their brand name, with 0 brand presence on Amazon. And we really want to take advantage of that and target these keywords and trying to take the traffic that they're bringing into Amazon and that they're not taking advantage of. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass it over to Ritz Momentum. Isabella is going to dive into product development and how they worked with us, looking at that data that we just went over, coming up with essentially a general idea and how we're going to differentiate this and be the best product in the market.
Thank you, Brian. I love everything you said, especially when I saw the screenshots of Data Dive and Helium 10. Sometimes I feel that like I'm dreaming and sleeping with them because those tools are with me forever and ever. And it's a great point when you've been talking about product positioning on the market with the keywords, because sometimes people are getting scared of the numbers that their competitors pushing, but not every single competitor is actually ranked. Sometimes they're chasing just the big keywords and they're ranked there, and they're forgetting about the opportunities where they're missing the market with the like long tail keywords or smaller keywords. And sometimes you can have conversion of like 30-50% based on the small search volume, and you can grab 300 sales where nobody is actually there. So I love it. I love the point, and it's amazing. So product development, when it comes to the product customization, is always based on the consumer's avatar, because it, generally speaking, it doesn't matter what Brian thinks, it doesn't matter what Mike thinks, it doesn't matter what I think, it matters what market thinks. So we had to learn and we had to explore what is the actual pain points of our consumer avatar. So when you do that, you have a couple approaches how to explore the market and how to learn the avatar. Recently, by the way, Data Dive released a new feature where you, like, during the uh, analysis, you can click the button, and Data Dive will create the summary for you, and you'll be able to see how many avatars every single product has, and you'll be able to find so many insights that are freaking valuable and awesome. So we can talk a lot about it, but later, not today. So we find out that, like, based on the general idea, we need the hanging tube to make sure, like, when you unfold your stuff and you're going to the hotel, you can hang it so you don't have to like taking care of your clothes when you're already in a hotel room. Then we had to work with a compartment where we will be able to add the jewelry, because not every single, so we wanted to make the product universal, so every single gender can use it, because some people use jewelry, some people don't, some people need toilet bags, some people don't. So we try to combine all these features into one product. So, and that's exactly what we've been working with in this specific, I would say, case for the clothes. So here you'll be able to see every single compartment we decided to work with based on the consumer's avatar. So we've been going through the extra hanging bar, and this is something that we've been having debates with ecom builders, because they're like, no, we don't need it, and we've been saying no, we need it, and we've been testing it with the product opinion, and Lisa will share how we did it and how we've been approaching the different differentiation of the product, and how we've been trying to build something that we'll learn from the audience via research, and how the actual audience picked the product that they wanted. Because even you do this analytics and analysis in bulk, and even you're going through the features, at the end of the day, you have to, when you develop the product, you have to ask the audience, do you actually like it? Would you buy it? Do you want to buy it? Do you want to have it? And I think we didn't get to the point when we would ask the audience by like, how much do you want to pay for this? How much do you want to pay not to have the headache and to save yourself the time? Like yesterday at 5 a.m. in the morning, I personally was packing 3 luggages being in the room, and I wish I had it, but I didn't. So this product is pretty much your time saver, money saver, and it's just about your comfort. So we've been trying to make more comfort for the businesspreneurs and entrepreneurs and momspreneurs and dadspreneurs that are traveling pretty often, like we do. So at the end of the day, we came up with an idea where we have the bar, we have the foldable compartment with where we can use for the jewelry, and we came up with a variety of colors. which is genuinely speaking based on the taste. Well, usually you have a hero product, you have a hero color, and that one probably will be leading the market. And we will find out even after all these testings, the moment we will launch the product, we will be able to have a focus on one or two, but we have to run the test for a couple of months to find out what is being loved by the audience. Because when you launch the product, sometimes you think, okay, based on all the polls, the black one was a winner. But at the end of the day, Barbie came up and it's a trend of the pink color, and everyone started buying pink color now just because it's a Barbie trend. Would we be lucky with that? Probably. Will that end at one day? Maybe yes, maybe no. We don't know how long it will last. But we want to have these varieties because the features we wanted to add into the product, they're already there. And now people are buying not just based on what they want, but also how they want this product to look like. And I'm sure we will be able to sell sometimes set of 2 or set of 3, because people are having different styles and they have different luggages that they would want to match with the accessories they're traveling with. Because again, business people, they're very interesting. They want to be on style too. So that's why you see on the screen what you see right now. And now, Lisa, let us know more about the testing.
Hey everyone, I think the first thing that you should always know and tell yourself before you go into product testing, and that's something that Isabella said earlier, is you want to take your emotion and your opinion completely out of the equation. Because no matter what the result of the poll is going to be, you don't want to be able to, oh yeah, but some people still voted for the option that I like. It doesn't matter. Okay, at the end of the day, you are following the market. Okay, so like Isabella mentioned before, even though we did the research on the features that we want to do, we still want to test the main ones to see if people actually want to see it in the product they're looking for. And the main ones was the expandable hanger bar, the shoe sleeves, and the divider placement. So some competitors on the market had the shelves on the top, other ones had it on the bottom, and a lot of it had to do with weight distribution and what dividers were actually used for. Were they used more for shoes or were they used more for clothes? And we did have a debate about the expandable hanger bar, because if you're able to hang up the shelf in the first place, do you not have extra space to actually hang the clothes, right? And that seemed like a very valid point. But at the end of the day, we are product developers. We always think like 10 extra steps ahead when it comes to product development. But do our consumers, because to the consumers, it's just an extra feature that helps them. To them, they're not thinking, oh, like, oh, maybe I won't need this bar. It's like, oh, it's an extra feature that I can use. I don't care about anything else. So we're not going to show you all the polls that we ran. We're going to show you the main ones. But the poll that we ran regarding the expandable hanger bar, 70% of people voted to have the expandable hanger bar in there. This tells us that most of the market wants it there, but it also tells us that we can have a variation where the expandable bar is not there, and then just see how that works out. And people did prefer lower dividers over upper dividers. So that's a point where that was 90% against 10%. And that's where a point where people were thinking about, oh, would I like lower dividers or upper dividers? And here people were thinking about, oh, okay, I'm going to be putting my shoes at the bottom. So if there's any dirt on them, I don't really want it to go over my clothes that are in the first, second, or third shelf. Okay, we did do color palette polls. This is where definitely taking your opinion out of the equation really helps, because even if your favorite color is purple, it most likely won't be the main winner here. There's also, you could study color psychology for this.
Unless somebody will release purple Barbie.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, there can be a trend that can help you get lucky, and you could even create the different color palettes and then test them against the main winners that you have to determine your inventory distribution of like, hey, this is how many people actually wanted a purple shelf for whatever reason. So I'm going to order just a little bit to satisfy that way of the market. But we did we overlook the main colors that people were looking for. And a great way to see that is by looking at parallel markets to us. So like packing cubes, and the main colors in those were beige, gray, black. We did see some sage and coral in there. Those were definitely the most colorful colors out of the generic neutral ones. And we also did see some light blue and some white as well. But a lot of people didn't really want to buy white packing cubes because they get dirty really quickly. Okay, so here's one of the polls that is showing you color art. Here's one of the polls that's showing you us testing color palette, and that was the black shelf against the white and gray shelf. And here I would probably expect like a 90-10 split, but actually about 35% of people like the gray and white idea. So this is where you can consider getting a color variation to satisfy the market that actually was looking for that. You tested your features, you tested your color palettes, you now have your final version. The last thing you want to be doing is testing against the competitors first before you have your final product version, because then you're actually going to end up running a lot of unnecessary polls, right? You want to get to what do consumers love the most, and then test that against the competitors you'll be going up against. These are the main competitors that we were looking at, and Brian went over them earlier in this video. So here we won against one of the main competitors really well with an 85 and 15% split. Perfect. And one of those main reasons was because we added the toiletry feature, the expandable bar feature, the divider feature, the shoe sleeve feature, and we also offered a storage bag in which you put in the shelf. That way it doesn't wobble inside of your suitcase. So sometimes if you have a feature that you really want to include, maybe that might not be the best way to go. And instead you include so many smaller side features in there that people almost feel overwhelmed by the value. And if you have ever heard Sean Hart talk about this called the Mafia offer, when you give people so much value, it doesn't make sense for them to choose anything else. You could see in this poll as well, we got a pretty good split. It wasn't as high as the one before, but it's still 67 to 33%. And here, as I think I remember the comments there, it was because people saw how much you could stuff into the shelf. So to them, it almost looked like there was extra space. So that's just something for you to consider during the development process. Like, hey, people are looking for the extra space to be able to put on their clothes. That's something I should definitely talk about with the manufacturers. And this was the last poll that we ran against one of the main competitors. And again, the split was really good. It was 74 versus 26. And actually this one, people just were a little bit overwhelmed by what was on the main image versus the shelf. But again, people liked our shelf more simply because it had more value provided. And at the end of the day, this was the final product that we came up with. And when it comes to you're talking to your manufacturers about developing your product, you definitely don't want to assume that they will understand what it will look like from every side and from every angle. So definitely have your designers point out how it'll look from the front, from the side, from the back. That way, when your sample comes along, you're like, hey, this is not what I expected it to look from the back. You could bring them back directly to the files that you've offered them before and be like, hey, we showed right here exactly what we wanted it to look like. And we did that for every single item that we are adding to our product.
I will chime in quickly here to summarize a little bit. So the main goal, guys, when you go through the product development is to create the product that has the real definition of better than your competitors. Because when you're going in a market, you're thinking, oh my gosh, how much PPC I'm going to spend on the market. Sometimes your PPC will be pretty low just because your conversion rate will be super high. So the goal to convert the sales because people would want to buy your product, not because they have to buy your product just because they don't have any other options. That's why the product we developed has everything people need. And we learn it not because of our personal experience and opinion, we learn it because we've been analyzing the market. So
I want to add one more point as well. Because I'd be curious to see, something that we did a lot of was social listening. Like we took our competitor samples, we went on the streets and we asked for feedback and we utilized that feedback. And it was a really cool experience. But for the people that are watching this video here today, I'd be curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on our product versus the competitors' products that we tested against. We beat them every single time. The statistical significance was 100%, if not 99% across all of our competitors. But I want to hear from you guys, especially if you feel like this product is something for you. What would you guys prefer if you were on Amazon's search engine results page, you searched up travel organizer and you saw all of these different options? What would be your first click? Would it be ours or would it be our competitors?
And lastly, I'll take the stage and just give a massive thank you to our platinum sponsors, Ritz Momentum. They have put an incredible amount of work into this product development. In my humble opinion, have done an incredible job as well. They're going to be alongside us the entire journey, all the way from helping us to launch our product, helping us to create the listings for the actual product when it comes to Amazon. So we're very much looking forward to continuing to work with them, as well as we're going to continue to give you update videos, more videos with Ritz and our other sponsors. And we are truly the only project that's going to continue to give you the behind the scenes that you're seeing here today to show what it's really going to take to build that $1 million brand. So again, from all four of us and everybody else on the team, a massive thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys on the next episode and take care for now.